Hey there, welcome to day 7 of our Get Up and Go challenge. This is actually our 6th 30-plus day Get Up and Go challenge to get up and go and know what to do no matter what change, what challenge, no matter what crazy, chaotic stuff is going on around you. You will always know by the end of this 30 days, you will have installed a framework and a process within your subconscious so that every time you face a change, a challenge, a situation, a setback, an obstacle, a problem, or whatever you want to call it, you will know that you are guaranteed to be better off after that occurrence than before that occurrence. Better off is, of course, defined by you. So today we're going to talk about a tool that I've known for a long time. It's the power of the question why, asking the question why, and understanding why something is important for you. Now, I will say one of the biggest exercises in futility is to try to figure out and understand why other people do the things they do, why other people think or believe or act or treat us the way that they do, because a lot of times we are never ever going to understand that. But it's as critically important as it is to let go of other people's whys. It's essential that we understand our own why, our own reason for doing things, our own motivation, because motivation and the reason why we do everything comes from within inside of us. And we want to make sure that we can access that anytime, especially when we're going for a big change or a big goal or to overcome a problem or a situation that's been troubling us. We want to make sure that we have the motivation to keep going until we solve that problem, until we learn the lesson that we're supposed to learn from the different experiences that we have. I remember in college, I don't remember what class it was for, probably one of my management classes, but one of my professors taught us about a study that had been done of other college students, because, you know, academia likes to do a lot of studies on college students, where a student was asked to cut in line at a drinking fountain where there was a big long line of people waiting to get a drink of water. And those that cut in line or tried to cut in line without saying anything or, you know, even excuse me or giving a reason why, 90% of the time they were turned away and they weren't allowed to cut in the line. But 90% or more, I don't know the exact numbers anymore. It's been, you know, like several decades since I've been in college. But a huge percentage of people would cut in line, and if they gave a reason why they were cutting in line, even if it didn't make sense, if they said, I'm cutting, you know, if somebody looked at me and say, I want to cut in line, then you say, because I'm in a hurry. Well, does that make any sense? Because probably, or because I'm thirsty. It doesn't really make sense, but people let them cut in line anyway just because they gave a reason why. Or I'm late for class, but it didn't matter if it was a good reason or a bad reason. Most of the time, somebody would let them cut in line if they gave any sort of reason at all. So I always found that a really fascinating study. And then years later, I learned about a tool called the 5 Whys. I don't remember who it was from. You know, I've studied with so many different personal development people and coaches and gurus, but somebody taught me the power of asking a series of 5 whys. And you ask 5 times why you want something. You think of something that you want, and then you ask, well, why do I want that? And then whatever that answer is, well, why do I want that? 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 And then in early 2020, I was doing some work with Dean Graciosi, and he presented 7 whys instead of 5 whys. And like he said, I didn't think it would make a difference. And I personally didn't think it would make a difference either. But I started doing 7 whys, just asking, just tacking on 2 more whys to the end of the process, the end of the tools, and was amazed at how much deeper inside of me I was able to access what was really going on with me. And what I found, and I've done this lots of times now, I've got my notes of all my times I've done 7 whys here, a lot of times, and for each of the different areas and aspects of my life, I have found that it really goes down deeper than I've ever consciously wanted to acknowledge to the true reason I want something. I did one, and I found out that I have a really huge desire to be in control of myself, because I'd been in situations when I was younger where I felt like I didn't have any control, where other people were controlling me, what I thought, what I said, what I did, how I did it, and I hated that feeling. And so by going through the 7 whys, I really hadn't admitted that before out loud, but by using this exercise, I got to that and I realized, oh my gosh, it's because I don't want to be controlled. Another one I realized I don't want to feel stupid or be made to feel stupid, because when I was in second grade, and again, it wasn't until I did the 7 whys that I even remembered in second grade I was put in the second reading group, and that affected me for the rest of my life, and it made me make different choices and decisions because I never wanted to feel stupid. I mean, that's why I went to engineering school and got 3 degrees, because I wanted to prove to people around me, which is so totally ridiculous, that I wasn't stupid. Well, so what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? I'm going to try to go through a really quick example with you, and I might even cheat and read one from my sheet with my magnifying glass so that I can get through it quickly. But what we want to do is we want to think about today. Here's our action item. We're going to actually do this 7 whys exercise, and you can do it really fast. It doesn't have to be complicated. I'll share a really simple example so you can see how quick and easy it could be, but I want you to do it and see if, like me and like Dean Graziosi and thousands of other people, you discover that simply by asking 2 more whys, you really get down to some things that are on a subconscious level impacting you every day that you didn't even realize. You know, all of us at some point and realize or believe or think falsely that we're not good enough for someone or something or some situation. And if it happens when we're really young, it just piles on and builds and builds and builds, and you'll see a string throughout your entire life of where you've behaved in different situations where you felt like you were out of control, you felt stupid, you felt like you weren't good enough, or you didn't take advantage of experiences and opportunities because you felt like you were stupid or not good enough. Well, so what are we going to do? We're going to think about something we want, and I'm going to show you some continuous improvement. This is actually my first graphic that I used for, like, I think probably the second Get Up and Go challenge about all the different areas and aspects of our life. And so yesterday, and it's just on a piece of cardboard, right? And I used this for all, probably at least 4 of the last 5 challenges, if not all 5. Well, last night I got out my markers and I was creative, and I tried to see if I could write backwards the 7 key areas, and I see my 7 is backwards. It looks like F key areas, so I messed up there. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. It looks like I got those letters right. I was writing backwards so I could have a quick graphic that you could see in my recording, since it records backwards unless I do it on StreamYard, what those key areas are. So pick one thing that you want. It doesn't even matter what area it's in. I was just showing you an example of graphics. And so that'll be my graphic for this time through. And I'm sure one of these days I'll make an actual good graphic. I'll have somebody create or print one out for me. I am actually, my daughter has a printer, but I'm actually printerless right now. I broke mine, and since I can't see very well to use it anyway, I don't use it. But let's see what we could do with this right now. So what's an example of this? Think about something I want. Let me see what I've done before. I said best-selling author. I am fit, trim, energized, and active. That's a good one. I want to be physically fit, healthy, well, and have well-being and strength. I did help business owners and entrepreneurs to get what they want. I did, so that's a financial one. I did a certain dollar amount per month. So that's a financial one. I did a relationship one, be in a relationship, which, you know, I've been divorced for, I don't know, 10 years now. So maybe I should be open to that. Not sure I am, but maybe. I did contribution. I said financial freedom through blank, whatever kind of business you want. Let's pick an easy one that has short answers so you can see. It could be super simple and easy, or it could be really, really hard, right? Some of these I've done have been really, really hard for me personally. And it might not be that they're actually hard for the answers, but some of the stuff that bubbles up from our subconscious is it can be messy. It can be emotional. By messy, I mean emotional. It can be an emotional process because, like I said, it's triggered for me, and I've done it so many times in the last year, but it has triggered for me a whole lot of little childhood things that I didn't think even impacted me that have had a huge impact throughout my life. If I look at, if I remembered, you know, that second grade thing. I remembered a thing with my parents when I was like 4 and things. Those things I hadn't even thought about on a conscious level since I was 4. And I realized that the thread of that particular experience I carried out throughout my life, and I'm going to be 61 next month. I've carried that with me since I was 4 or 8, and And I've seen how I've piled on other beliefs and thoughts and experiences that reinforce that negative false belief, and that I can just let those go now. So let's just pick, well, here's one that's really interesting about physical. So physically, I said, be physically fit, healthy, and have well-being. I want that. I seriously want to be as healthy as I was in 2011, which was the year after my sudden cardiac arrest. I worked really, really hard, and I did a lot of things, and I was healthier that year, despite eye surgery and coming out of a sudden cardiac arrest and all kinds of things, than I had been in a long time. I was 50 at that point, and I got tested, and I was testing like a 27-year-old. So I felt pretty good about that in terms of all the different aspects and areas they can measure your physical well-being on. I was doing really, really well. So I would like to get back to that level of health and energy and fitness again at 60. I guess I'd go for 37, but I would love to do that again. So my first why, and you can number it either 1 through 7 as your first one, and it's your initial reason, or you can do 7 to 1. I tend to do mine 7 to 1. I don't know why. I just do that. I number it. Let me show you. I will number a piece of paper 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and like 7 is my first reason, my first why. What do I want? What do I want on top? And then why do I want it? And that's all I do is I ask myself, why do I want it? And I usually do it mostly in my head, but then I throw down on paper. I capture them on paper, or I don't remember, right? We think we will, but we don't always remember. So let's look at this one. So I can protect myself from getting sick. So literally, I want to be physically fit, healthy, and have well-being, and I'm going to be really specific. I want to be at my 2011 level of health and wellness so that I can protect myself from getting sick. I'm sorry, I think I already had COVID, but I definitely don't want to get it again, or anything else that might come my way. I don't want to get anything, any illness, any sickness. So how do I prevent that? I need to do things physically to take care of myself. So my next why was, well, why do I want to protect myself from getting sick? Well, so I have the energy to do whatever I want and the things that I want to do. So I have stamina. Why do I want that? So that I feel good. Why do I want that? So that I look good. Well, why do I want to look good and feel good? So I feel confident and capable. Well, why do I want to feel confident and capable? So I can go after and get what I want. Well, why do I want to do that? So I can be in control and win. That definitely, so I can be in control and win. If I ask myself, if I say I want to be physically fit and healthy and have energy, how on earth does that tie into I want to be in control and win? On a conscious level, I would never have made that connection, but by doing this simple exercise, and it can be as fast as that. You know, what was that? I don't even know how long it took, but it didn't take very long. It can be as quick as that to get to that. And then I can look at and understand, well, I want to be in control and win. Well, why do I want to be in control and win? Because there have been lots of situations in my life where I have felt like I have been absolutely positively out of control and losing. And COVID-19 has exploded that, not for me, but for millions of other people as well. And 2021 is proving to be, a continuation of that. And so we need to take back our personal control and do what we can do with what we've got so that, and one of those things is this challenge. It's understanding that we have tools and things available to us at any given time that we can use to decide how we want our life to go. Any questions about this, hit me up in the comments below. If you'd like me to go through other areas and aspects of our life with different examples, I'd be glad to do that. I've done every area and aspect of my life and more than once, but for sure I could give some examples of that. I was thinking this morning, I just want to pick a thing that I want, and then I couldn't decide. I guess I could do my grandbaby. I just had a new grandbaby, but I don't know what to do with that. So that's it. That's our tool today, 7 whys. What I'd like you to share in the comments below is just one thing that you learned about yourself by doing this exercise, by doing this 7 why exercise. And if you go all the way 7 levels deep and you don't learn anything, say, hey, I didn't learn anything. And then I'm gonna, of course, challenge you to do it again, because I guarantee that, if somebody who's done the 5 whys forever sees a benefit by doing 2 more whys, like me, I guarantee you will too. All right, have an amazing day. I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye. What are we gonna do next? We're gonna get up and go, that's for sure. Bye.